Good morning, guys. Good morning. Trying to see if y'all can hear me okay. Good morning, Lisa. So I'm gonna look at both both ways at all ways so I can make sure I see everybody's comments. Good morning. Welcome to the Fearless Morning Show. We're having confessions and conversations about your everyday life. My name is Yamitra Jojo Waddell, the only Live Past Crazy specialist. So what better place to be than here with me? Thank you, Lisa. And the first thing I drink in the morning is hot lime water. Y'all can actually see the lime float in the day. That gets detoxes your body early in the morning. Welcome, Instagram. I hope you guys are having an amazing day. And I hope you guys are ready to get this. Am I loud enough? Because I want to make sure you can hear me. Please make sure you share the show because my name is Yamitra Jojo Waddell, the only Live Past Crazy specialist. So what better place to be than here with me? Please make sure you share the show because sharing is caring. If your friends and family don't have Facebook, send them over to the YouTube channel. They can binge watch all the Fearless Morning shows over there. Don't forget the books that they can read. Let's not forget the podcast that they can listen to, and the movie that they can watch. If they don't do any of that, tell them I said good morning. Good morning, Joshua. Hey, Court. They need to do the measurements on your face as well, okay? Okay. Thank you. I'm learning stuff. Good morning, Crystal. Miss Lowe. I'm sorry. I've always called you Miss Lowe. So I was going to tell y'all something. It totally slipped my mind. I forgot what it was. I hope you guys enjoyed the show yesterday. I'm going to try to scoop this over so that I can see all the things. I can hear you talking about me. My kids are not talking about me. I can hear you. All right, guys, so let's get started with, and if you share the show, please let me know so I can probably tell you thank you. Y'all be careful. Love you. All right. Stop talking about your mother. All right, so I have two quotes of the day because I could not decide on just one. The quote of the day today is, good morning, Tammy. Tammy, well, I'll call you later to see what you're doing after 5. Bye, I love you. Be careful. All right, so the quote of the day, we have two. I can accept failure. Everyone fails at something, but I cannot accept not trying again. And it's by Michael Jordan. And the other quote is, as long as you keep a person down, some part of you has to be down there to hold that person down. So it means you cannot soar as you otherwise might. And that is by Marian Anderson. I love that quote because Michael Jordan first said, everybody fails, but did you try again? And then the second quote is, when you're trying to push somebody else down, when you push them down, talking about them, give them your limiting beliefs, you in fact are staying down there with them simply because you talked about them that way. So I love that. And we have to be mindful of that that's something that we do. That when we talk about people, that we at some point ourselves are holding part of ourselves down with them. Like we're limiting myself, ourselves when we talk about people in that way, because you got to stay down there with them in order to know about the thing, right? So that is by Marian Anderson. As long as you keep a person down, some part of you has to be down there to hold the person down. So it means you cannot soar as you otherwise might. So let's talk about something I got mad about last night. I got mad about something yesterday, and I know we are offering solutions. We're not addressing problems because we already know the problem. But today I want to talk about something that we do it on purpose, and some of us may know and some of us may not know. But I got angry and upset about it yesterday and talking to people. Exactly, Joshua. That's exactly what it is. You're correct. So let's talk about self-limitations, self-limiting thoughts, beliefs, and behaviors. So I got mad about this yesterday, and I want to talk about the effects of self-limiting, what that means, and the ceiling that you put for yourself, like your self-imposed ceiling of things that you have put into place that you don't even know that you put there, and how that then guides the rest of you. So self-limitation, number one, is exhausting. You continue to doubt your whole life, right? You begin to hate life. You refuse to live. And more importantly, you get mad at other people who choose to live. Like you mad at this man, woman living their whole best life that is true to whoever they are. But because you don't have the presence of mind to think that is even a possibility for you, you get angry and upset. And it is really because you've put a ceiling there for yourself. You have set your own self limitations. And if we're not careful with those self-imposed limitations and setting those ceilings for ourselves, what will happen is it will become everybody's fault why we don't succeed. Why, whatever your success looks like it will be everybody's fault why we don't have the best job. It will be everybody's fault on why I don't live here, or why I don't have this relationship, or why I keep doing this same crazy. It's going to be everybody else's fault other than my own. And so now the question becomes, where did this self-limitation come from? This self-imposed ceiling, like, why do I assume I can only go this far when I can go beyond that part? And it could be the very reason why you are tired, exhausted, why you doubt yourself. And some of this I've absolutely been through. Doubt yourself, you begin to hate life, you refuse, like it's so bad. I can't even live it. Like I refuse to live because the situation is so bad. There's no need for me to even participate in life. Like I just quit. But as I'm quitting life, I'm now mad at other people who are moving on without me. I'm mad. I'm angry at them. I don't understand how that they could possibly be living life when my life is going to hell in a handbasket. But did you ever stop to think that you set those self-limitations? I call it self-imposed limitations, self-imposed restrictions. Who put them there? So if we use my life, yes, I had an abuser. He did his thing. He did his job, right? But after I left him, whose responsibility did it become then to remove those self-limitations out of the way? Whose responsibility did it become then to exchange those words that he gave me all the time for something else? Whose responsibility did that become? And let's be clear, there's a very fine line between me honoring my abuser, me telling my story, me living past crazy. There's a thin line, because I will honor my abuser by continuing to live in the ways that he said only I could live. I could continue to self-impose all of those things that he told me, or I could choose to live past crazy. All of that is very fine line. And like we talked about yesterday and last week, what we continue to do is the invisible work that we do first before you get to the outcome that you want. So the invisible work is replacing the words. It is doing the things. It is stop with the self-imposed limitations. So if you're tired, you're mentally, emotionally exhausted because of those self-limitations that you put on yourself. You now hate life because somebody, whoever somebody is, they did that thing to you. They did it to you, and you hate it so much, you honor what they did to you. You don't honor yourself By leaving it, you honor them by staying in it. And you stay in it and you wallow in it, and it then becomes the definition in your life story. Guilty. So self-limitation, not only is it exhausting, it's doubting. We hate life, we refuse to live. We mad at others who choose to live. So now that, again, I only offer solutions, but today we need to identify that problem just in case somebody needed to see that. So how do we get over it? If I'm in a solution-based business, right? Because I'm a firm believer we already know the problem and we're offering solutions. How do we get over that self-limitation? And what does it look like? How do you know that you have self-limitation habits? How do we even acknowledge that they're even there? How do I even know, Jojo? I'm saying it because you've been doing it for so long. You may not even know that they are there. So self-limitation may look like, Jojo, you could move out of this house. Like you could go buy a house if you want to. Girl, I can't do that. I don't have enough money. So you couldn't even get to could because you stuck on could not. You can't even can because you concentrating on can't. You ain't even trying to get to the other side of the word. You went straight to the past tense. And so self-limitation looks like, well, you could do better. You could go back to school. You could get a different job. You could perhaps try walking every day. Or perhaps you could try reading a book, thinking differently. Girl, I can't do that. I'm too old. I'm too old to be changing who I am. I don't have the time. I got bills. I don't have the money. I can't possibly do that. Are you honoring your limitations with your words every single day? And if you're honoring your limitations with your words every single day, that becomes your life. So you have no idea how to stop saying negative things, how to not live in a negativity, how not to, you just don't, because you haven't tried. So how do we get over that self-imposed limitations? How do we get over the limitations of so you can't say the world is holding me back when you've done all the work for the world. So how do we get over it? Number one, we have to admit that you are the problem. It's you. I mean, we talked about that a couple of weeks ago. It's you. You're the problem. The sooner we admit that we are the problem, the sooner we can get to the solution part of it. Like, Jojo, what you mean I'm the problem? Honey, you are the only thing that everybody has in common. Just you. All the doubt, the hurt, the fear, somebody may have caused it. If there's an external force that caused it, okay, they may have caused it. However, you are the common denominator who keeps bringing it up and allowing it. Some of us are happily allowing our limitations because it relieves us of our responsibility to live life. If you want to be relieved of your responsibilities to live life, then do not be angry at people who tell you how to live it. I like that. Let me write that down. That's good. If you don't like the responsibilities, honey, of living life, don't get mad at somebody who tells you how to live it. Because they're going to be like, well, what you mad at me for? Because you didn't know what you wanted. So I'm trying to help a sister or brother out. If you don't like the responsibilities of living life, don't get mad at somebody else who tells you how to live. And then here comes your self-limitations compounded on what somebody else told you. They can't tell me what to do. You ever been on a job? They can't tell me what to do. They not the boss of me. Okay. But then you still mad, doubting life, hating life, refuse to live, mad at others who are choosing to live. So you're giving them the power. So why you big mad about what? Your self-imposed limitations. So number one, we got to admit that we are the problem. Number two, we have to admit that how we're thinking or how we thought is the problem. Number 3, we have to set an intention to release those self-limiting ways. You have to set your intention every day. You got to be intentional every day that I'm not going to set this self-limiting behavior or thought process. And like yesterday, in this book, The Slight Edge, we talked about the mundane things, the things that you do over and over and over again. But it is the invisible work that you do first before you get to see the outcome of the change. So the invisible work for me was 17 years working, mindset, reading the books, practicing it, thinking it out, saying this is going to work, trying out things that didn't work, that did work, and changing my belief about myself. I had to change the belief about myself. And being intentional with that every day, whether I felt good or not, I was intentional about what I thought about myself or the next right thought I was going to have. And sometimes, honey, the next right thought or the next best intention you have for yourself is you taking a break for the day. It's you sleeping for the day, napping, getting your rest so that you can continue on. It could be you celebrate, and it should be you celebrating every win that you get, because we celebrate day ones, not 1 days, because one day never comes. It's never on the calendar. So today I want you to set an intention to release any of your self-limiting ways. So I got mad about this yesterday because I saw a dear friend of mine who I love to my core. I love to my core. And the self-limiting ways were so overwhelming, I could not participate in the conversation. Like, it was hard for me to participate in the conversation. I didn't understand. I had a hard time understanding why they wanted to live this way. And I know I talked about that all the time, that I shouldn't get mad, I shouldn't get angry. But this self-limiting thought process was so overwhelming. It made me feel bad for them because they felt this way about life. I felt bad. So now my energy is coming down. I was on a high from life because I think if I'm on this side of the living, today is a good day. If I'm enjoying life, today is a good day. If I can breathe and use all the facilities of my body and my children are alive, honey, today is a good day. So I'm excited. Even though it was late in the evening, I'm still excited about the day that I had the opportunity to participate in this day. Why are we not excited about that? And so talking to this person, they took my energy, and that's why we got to be mindful of our energy buckets. Good morning, Miss Lori. Absolutely, Joshua. So we got to be mindful of our energy buckets. Like here it was 8 o'clock at night, and I still had a good 80% of my energy left in my bucket. And honey, they zapped that thing down to 0 because I saw their self-limitations for themselves. I saw it for them. It made me feel bad. It brought my energy down because I wanted to say, I have been there. And I did, Joshua. I absolutely did. And I wanted to say to this person, the world around you is full of life. It is so amazing and full of life, but you are spending all of your energy fighting life. You're spending all of your energy refusing to live. You're spending all of your energy hating the very life that you say you enjoy. Have you ever seen anybody? They hate any and all things about life. They ain't ever went to a nice place and enjoyed it. They've never had a good meal. They've never met a nice person where she's nice, but there's something about her. I don't know. And they are physically and mentally exhausting because they spend all of their energy hating and refusing to live, and combined with being mad at other people who chose to live. Look at her over there doing too much. And remember that your activity highlights their inactivity. So now they mad at you because you're doing too much. And now they want to project that onto you. So on this wonderful day, The thought of the day is self-limitations. It is exhausting. You will continue to doubt yourself. You will hate the life that you live, and you will refuse to live it. And then you'll become mad at others who choose to. If you do not like the responsibilities of living this life, don't get mad at somebody who tells you how to live life. You cannot get mad at them when they give you direction because they assume you need it because you don't participate in it or you don't take responsibilities for it. So how do you get over those self-limiting thoughts? That ceiling that you put there for yourself. What does that self-limiting ceiling, like you assume that this is as far as I can go. This is as much abundance. This is as much blessing that I can possibly receive. Because, you know, I had abundance and blessings back in 19 something another. And if you start with a 1-9, maybe you need to accept some more blessings and abundance in your life. But if you assume that's all you can get and that's all you will be able to receive, you have put yourself in that box and you set your ceiling really low. And so now you're angry when you keep bumping your head up against the ceiling that you put there. Absolutely, Joshua. Yes, I do. I am aware that I've got to limit, like they drained my energy bucket. And I've got to, no matter how much I love them, I have to limit that. Because what they're doing is they're holding on to life. You know, remember the 911 call that we talked about that I did? They're holding on for dear life and they're squeezing the life out of themselves because they're afraid to live it. Eventually, you've got to let go. Right, Joshua, we've got to imagine the possibilities. So on this lovely day, how do we get over it? Number one, admit that you are the problem. And honey, this is the first step to living past crazy. This is the first self-care step. It's the first whatever. I'm getting my life together, however you want to call it. Admit that you're the problem. You're the common denominator. I'm the base of the triangle. That's who I am. How I'm thinking or how I thought is the problem. I'm sure, Joshua. It's difficult and it's trying to want more for somebody than they want for themselves. And as someone who feels, I feel what you feel, and I feel it on the level that you feel it. And so when I feel it, I want to say to you, there's so much better. There's so much more. But you can't even imagine the possibilities that you can even live past any of that. So when I choose to use my words with you and for you, you can't receive them because there's no space for them in your atmosphere. There's no space for them in your atmosphere. Yes, thank you, Joshua. I couldn't think of the word. So on this lovely day, set an intention. If I leave you with nothing else today, set an intention to release self-limiting ways. If you don't know how to do that, that's okay. Today you get to start. Today isn't a take away every excuse that you have. Today, we're not honoring our limitations. We're not. They don't exist today. Today, we're going to look at, I'm setting my intention to release my self-limiting ways. Today, I'm intentional about this thing. What is my intent? What is my intention? And why am I saying yes? Y'all know those are my favorite 3 questions I always ask. Set that intent today. I don't care how small it is. Today, I will not complain about my current situation. I will look at the abundance of it. Absolutely, Joshua. Stop running back. But then again, that's us picking up our crazy because we've enjoyed the weight of it for so long. We've enjoyed the weight of our crazy for so long. We can't possibly imagine what life could be without it. Like, what is life without this crazy? What is life without me complaining? What is life without me having this constant weight of pressure, of angry, anxiety, and stress? What is that? Give yourself permission. Listen, and Joshua, thank you for saying that. One thing I had to do, and JoJo had to learn this year, and I am fully learning to embrace it right now. I am learning to not only give myself permission, but to enjoy, as I'm enjoying this life, be proud of this life. Be proud of where I come from, the accomplishments that have happened, the invisible work that I have done. 17 years, hard working, and give myself permission to say, good job, JoJo. You did the work. And then be excited about reaping the benefits. That part is okay. That part is, I'm having to learn that part is okay to be excited to reap the benefits of the hard work that you've put in. I did the invisible work. The invisible work was every day looking in that dark mirror, telling myself, JoJo, I love you. I know it's hard, girl, but you got this. The invisible work, picking up the pennies off the street. The invisible work, representing myself in court. Doing the invisible work that ain't nobody see, nobody knew about, nobody knew the hard things that I was doing. I was just doing them. And so celebrating in the end looks like 7 books. It looks like Tyler Perry Studios. It looks like the show on the OWN network. I did the invisible network. I did the invisible work. And it's not bragging. It is simply celebrating the work that we have put in and being okay with celebrating that. Thank you, Joshua. I love that song. You know, I'm a Mary J. Blige fanatic. So on this lovely day, y'all, I was so mad yesterday, and it took me a minute to stop being angry. And I didn't want to go to bed angry, so I did some healing sounds to reset my energy before I went to bed, because I didn't want to take that with me. I didn't want to take that with me into my dreams and allow that energy to seep into me. And then I wake up not being thankful, happy, grateful. I'm so happy and grateful and thankful that I'm living this life. I'm so happy and grateful and thankful that I have blessings and abundance, and every day is a new day. I'm so happy and grateful and thankful that today I get the opportunity to live in this life. So I was mad yesterday. I was mad to the point where I just wanted, have you ever been so mad you wanted to shake the person? That's how mad I was, because they exhausted themselves. And then you hope you find an outlet somehow, some way. And you may think drinking is your outlet. You may think drugs is your outlet. You may think shopping is your outlet. Honey boo, there is no outlet other than you doing the work for you. There is no other outlet. There is no other way. So if you're exhausted, you're tired of doubting yourself, you hate living life, and you're just refusing to live, and you frankly just mad at other people who are choosing to live. Like, you don't even know why you mad. You just don't like what they doing. Why don't you like it? I just don't like them. Could it be you're mad because you set your own self-limitations in place and they perhaps have not? So to get over it, admit that you're the problem. How you think and thought may be part of the problem. And then today, set an intention to release some of those limiting ways. Set an intention this morning, whether you have been up for a long time, whether you still in the bed, whether this is the end of your day and because you worked at night and you get ready to go to bed. Set an intention for your mind as you get ready to go to sleep. I do that as well. Like, before I go to sleep, I set my intention for my subconscious mind to work on something. Listen, this brain shuts down while you sleep. The subconscious mind continues to work during the night to give you the answer that you said you wanted. So I give my brain, my subconscious mind, something to do. So I set the tone for it at night. We do the sound healings. We may do the prayers and the meditations, and I set my mind up for greatness as my body rests. Whether it is cell rejuvenation, whether it is my mindset changing, whatever it is, I set my intention before I go to sleep. Yes. Yeah, Joshua, that's where I was yesterday. If they'd been in an arm's reach of me, that's exactly what I would have did. I would have shook them, honey. I would have, like, what are you doing? That's what I wanted to do. So today, whatever day or time it is, if you're watching a replay, thank you for joining the Fearless Morning Show. I greatly appreciate it. Okay. Set yourself up for success, and you can. Set an intention to release at least one limiting way. At least one. And know that you got to do the work first. Continuously do the work before you can see the outcome. Know that the outcome is coming, but you have got to do the thing every day. And you may feel like, oh, there's no change, Jojo. Why do I keep doing it? It's coming. You have to keep doing it. You have to keep doing it. You have to keep doing that thing every day. The invisible work. And then you will see you're going to see the end result, but you got to stay consistent to get there. So on this lovely day, thank you so much for joining the Fearless Morning Show. The quotes, we had 2. I can accept failure. Everyone fails at something, but I cannot accept not trying. And that's by Michael Jordan. Some of us, we ain't even tried, and we mad about that. We mad because it didn't work out, and we didn't even try. Why are you mad? You didn't try yet. You didn't try yet, but you're mad because it didn't work. Does that make sense? The second quote, as long as you keep a person down, some part of you has to be down there to hold the person down. So it means you cannot soar as you otherwise might. And that's by Marian Anderson. You can't talk about people and assume that you're not going to stay down there with them, because you do. Good morning, Tiffany. Yes, Joshua. Courage, diligence, and consistency. So like we talked about yesterday, that invisible. And this is turning simple discipline into massive success and happiness, the slight edge. And what we talked about yesterday was in, what chapter was that? I forget. It's from like page 58 through 62. Right? And it is the invisible work that you have to continually to do. Absolutely, Joshua. It's the continuous work that you have to, the invisible work that you do, like the lily ponds, like the water lilies, they multiply underwater rapidly. So you only see one lily, but they are massively growing under the water until one day you look up and the pond is covered. It is the invisible work that they do, because they produce thousands of seeds. And then as they produce the seeds, they branch off into sister seeds and they take over where they are planted. And you never know until one day you look up and bam, they've taken over. So today, thought of the day, self-limitations. Don't get mad like I did. And if this is you and you have the self-limiting ways or the self-limitations, you're exhausted, you're tired of doubting yourself, you hate life, you refuse to live, and you're mad at other people who chose to live. Check yourself today to see and square it up. Do I square up exercise? I'm working on a square up workbook so I can share with you guys and you'll be able to purchase that. But think about that. Square that up. Or did you place your ceiling for yourself? Like how much money you can make, how you can make it, the way you got to think about it, friends, family, relationship. Who put that ceiling for how far you could go? Who gave that to you? Square that up. And then flip it over. What would life look like if I didn't have that ceiling in place? Mental, emotional, physical, financial. Honey, add friendship, careership, honey, relationship, add them all and square it up and then flip it over. Tell me what your life looks like now. Flip it over. Tell me what would it look like if you did not have those self-limiting thoughts and beliefs sitting there on that ceiling that you put there. So how do you get over it? Admit that you're the problem. It's how you're thinking or how you thought, and set an intention to release those self-limiting ways. If you don't like the responsibilities of living life, don't get mad at somebody who tells you how to live it. That's not their fault that you chose not to. They're trying to help you to make sure that you can at least, honey, survive at the bare basics on this journey. So I hope you guys had the most amazing day. I hope that you, as you look at your self-limiting beliefs, and me interacting with this person and getting mad with them made me check myself. So in my journal, I did this exercise last night. Georgia, where have you placed your ceiling? And let me tell you, I hurt my own feelings doing that. Here I am mad at them. I'm really mad at them. But as I checked myself, I got mad at myself. Because there were some parts of things where I put my own ceiling. Honey, we nicely worked through that and removed those. So on this lovely day, hope you have the most amazing day ever. Please go back and watch yesterday's show where we talked about what was our thought of the day yesterday? I'm bored. It's easy to do and it's easy not to do. The results are invisible because you're doing them every day. Some of us are looking for immediate change, but it's the invisible work that you're doing. And you think because you can't see a change that the work is insignificant, like it doesn't matter when it does. And that's how you can say I'm bored, or I quit, or I can't, or I won't, or I don't. The difference between success and failure is not a dramatic change. It is the small, consistent things that you do every day. Good luck, Joshua. Have an amazing day. So I hope you guys have the most amazing day ever. I want you to be peaceful, period, because there's absolutely nothing after that. I hope you guys have the most amazing day. If you share the show, please let me know so I can properly tell you thank you. And I greatly appreciate you hanging out with me this morning. It was good, Tiffany. I hope you guys have the most amazing day. Okay. And set your intentions today. If you've already started your day, set your intention right now to release one self-limiting behavior, one ceiling breaker, one thing that's going to break the ceiling on what you thought about anything today. List out that just one thing today so you can break that ceiling for yourself. Okay. And release it and go after it and do that thing. We get one shot at this, y'all. Just one. So I hope you have the most amazing day ever. Thank you so much for joining me. And I'm so glad that this new platform is working so I can do all four of y'all at the same time, all 4 pages, and some YouTube and Instagram. So I'm glad that this is working out. So I appreciate you being here with me this morning. I hope you have the most amazing day ever. And I'll see you guys here bright and early tomorrow morning. Have a good one.